it's Rico here at CA House Music in St. Clairsville, Ohio, and today I'm checking out a very cool signature model from Fender. This is the Ed O'Brien Fender Stratocaster, which those of you who are in the know that Ed O'Brien is a guitar player for a little band called Radiohead, who do some pretty wild guitar tones and sounds, along with other tones and sounds from other instruments in their music that are pretty unique. So he needed a unique instrument a la this guitar. You can get some pretty crazy sounding stuff out of this. It is at first appearance your standard Strat setup, 3 pickups, volume, tone, but actually if you look close you have another volume button here, a couple switches. This is a JB Jr humbucker that sits in that bridge single coil placement, but it's actually a JB Jr humbucker. Up here at the neck you have a Sustainer pickup that allows you to get some pretty crazy sounds. There's a magnet in here that when you flip this switch on, it continues to vibrate the string basically infinitely. So you can get some pretty crazy tones, especially with whatever number of pedals and effects you want to pair with that. It's kind of like having an EBO permanently fixed on your guitar that'll just vibrate your strings. A really nice, slick feeling guitar. This guitar has a fat neck on it. It's a little fatter, but it's interesting because it's a soft V up near the nut, and as you bring your hand down it kind of forms into a rounder C profile. Really comfortable neck. Feels a little bit more like a vintage 50s neck in that way. It has that soft V up near the nut and really kind of beefy in your hand, but real smooth satin finish. Has a nice weight to it. Has this really cool etched engraving on the back plate there. I don't know if you can see that, but we can have him cut to it and give you a close-up on that. It is pretty cool. It's supposed to represent the exact distances between whole and semitones. A very Radiohead-esque thing to put on an instrument. It's very, very cool. Sweet white, Olympic white finish, standard trim system. A very, very cool guitar. Like I said, this is instead of another tone, this is a volume setting on this, which actually allows you to tweak the intensity of the Sustainer. So you can kind of blend that when you're playing. And this is actually another 3-way switch set right down here, which allows you to play the Sustainer in 3 different modes. You can have the fundamental setting. You can have it set in the middle, which is going to give you a harmonic, and if you sit it down in the down position you're going to get a blend of those two. And then this is just your off-on switch, like I said. A really cool guitar. When you have this thing flipped on, you can get some really wild sounding tones out of this. So, like I said, you can get just a really smorgasbord of tones from this guitar. The cool thing about this as well is it does have a little bit heavier weight to it. It's alder body, maple neck, as you can see. It has a thinner, taller fret on it that allows you to get some really good bends. It doesn't have the normal jumbo fret style frets in this neck, so it's a different feeling neck. Like I said, with that soft V to a C and then these taller frets, it feels a little different, a little more substantial in your hands than a normal Strat would. But just a killer guitar, especially if you want to get some really creative, different sounds from your playing. You can make this thing sound unlike a guitar. I mean, you can make it sound like your standard Strat, but you can also make it sound like anything but a guitar. I think a lot of Ed O'Brien stuff on the Radiohead albums, I think a lot of people don't even realize it's a guitar playing with some of that ethereal soundscapes that he kind of paints over the music with this guitar. So come down to CA House Music in St. Clairsville and check this puppy out.